What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another Tekken 8 video. And man, this video here, man, you know what? Sometimes, I just like to sit back and think about everything what's been going on when it comes to Tekken 8, going all the way back to when the base roster had been leaked. You know, a lot of this shit I've already said, but there's been so much shit that done changed. And there's been so much shit that's going on. And, and there's still a lot of shit going on. And Bandai Namco is still letting a lot of the shit happen. But it's just kind of weird now because we all know Eddy Gordo, his trailer was just revealed just yesterday. And even though there's still some issues with the game out there, it's almost like Eddy's reveal kind of soothed a lot of stuff out. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And, and I was doing this on Twitter. I said this on Twitter and, a lot of people kind of agree with me to the point where, when I say Eddy Gordo is going to save Tekken 8, I don't say that because he's going to save the game because of the issues, like the cheating issues and the issues with the game crashing and shit like that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just more like, as of right now, for a lot of people, Eddy Gordo is kind of putting people's minds at ease when it comes to the game. Because a lot of people were getting really frustrated and a lot of people were just going out of their minds with the shit that was going on with the game. But now that Eddy is coming back, a lot of people are kind of seeming like, their minds are at ease with everything that's going on, even though they're upset and frustrated. Like I said, man, ever since the base roster got leaked with Tekken 8, it's just been one of those saga-like stories when it comes to Tekken 8. I guess you could say if it ain't one thing, it's another type of thing. And like I said before, when that base roster got leaked, I was telling people it was going to lead to bigger issues because it seemed like Bandai Namco either didn't care or they just didn't have what they needed to keep shit like that from happening. And I was telling people like, okay, you know what? If somebody can leak a base roster or do this or do that, just think of what else that could happen when the game gets released. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't make no examples because I didn't know what was going to happen yet. But now that the game is here, now we knowing what's happening, with the cheating and the plugging. They didn't put a system in for that. Y'all feel what I'm saying? The game is crashing on a regular basis. They are not fixing that. The whole thing going on with the modded community, Bandai Namco is on some bullshit when it comes to that. And then, of course, this whole thing with the Tekken shop that pretty much nobody likes at this point. The Tekken shop, like, nobody likes it more than people like it. That's what I'm kind of getting at. And like I said before, the Tekken shop, I don't care about it. I don't give two fucks. I do want to talk about the battle pass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was asked this, what do I feel about the battle pass? And I really just don't have a feeling towards it. I mean, the battle pass is there. That's just really not my cup of tea. Like I said, the battle pass, if you like it, that's cool. It just ain't my cup of tea and what's going on with that battle pass. I didn't want to make a video on that, ranting on that. And you feel what I'm saying? Because it's really nothing for me to say about it because I don't really have much feelings towards it. So that's just how I feel about the battle pass. It's just there. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And whoever likes it, hey, go ahead and like it. It's cool. It's just not for me. Going back to what I was talking about when it comes to Tekken 8, having all these issues dating all the way back to the base roster. When it came to the base roster, we dealt with that for what? For like a good 3 months. A lot of people were like, okay, it can't be true. Wait till Bandai Namco releases all the characters. And, as weeks went by, as months went by, every single character that was on that leaked base roster was on that roster. And people such as myself was getting more frustrated and more frustrated that Eddy Gordo was not being shown. And it got down to the last couple of characters. And it was just like, you know what? A lot of people were starting to give up hope. And then people such as myself were basically was like, okay, you know what? It's time to adapt. But, it was just one of those things like, I really couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was just like, oh my God, they're actually going to do this. They're actually going to put Eddy Gordo as a possible DLC. And I was using the word possible because we honestly didn't even know. We honestly didn't even know what was going to happen when it came to DLC. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Everybody was like, Eddy is a guarantee to be DLC. I was like, okay, but it was just like, man, it was really scary. It was really scary. And then there was another leak that came out that's saying that Eddy was gone for good. I didn't believe that leak. I actually did a video on that. But, like I said, everybody was making their own versions of a leak-based roster, and it was just getting to the point. It was just getting really frustrating and disgusting, leading up all that. I was one of those people before all the characters were shown. I was one of those people that were just holding on to the hope. And I know there were other Eddy players like that too. And I was making videos kind of like I'm making the video right now. I was just basically telling people, hey, look, whatever happens, don't let go of the hope. You feel what I'm saying? And all the issues that was going on when it came to Tekken 8, I kind of felt like, characters such as Eddy not being in the base roster were the reason for it, because people were going crazy. They didn't see characters like an Eddy or a character like Miguel or a character like Lei Wulong in the base roster. Here we are on Tekken 8 and these characters are not shown. Everybody was like, well, you know what? They're picking a fine time to want to do a new generation type of thing. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So people were going crazy. And I was making videos, just basically telling people to hold on to the hope and just see what happens, keep a clear mind. And like I said, there were a lot of slots left. And I was like, hey, maybe Bandai Namco may change some stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So I kept making those type of motivational videos. Then also I made a video basically saying how Eddy Gordo really needed to be in the base roster because of everything that's going on. People were going crazy. A lot of motherfuckers weren't feeling these characters that they had in the base roster. And that's the honest to God truth. Characters like Shaheen, characters like Leo, characters like bitch ass Devil Jin and shit, like characters like Eddy, Miguel, even Lydia to a certain extent, a character that everybody thought that she was going to be in, wasn't there. And looking at Reina, I don't know, it's looking kind of bleak for Lydia. So I don't know what the real decision was with Lydia, just omitting her like that. But like I said, hopefully she comes back. I don't know how they're going to do it because Reina pretty much has all of her moves, but it's just one of them things. We're just going to have to see what Bandai Namco comes up with. But yeah, people were just not feeling these characters when it came to the base roster. And people were like, where's Eddy? People were like, where's Miguel? People were like, where's Lei Wulong? And it got to the point a lot of people were like, they're not even going to purchase the game if Eddy or their mains weren't even in the game. And I was like, I totally understand that. I totally understand where people are coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been playing Tekken for so many years. They got that foundation, being comfortable with that certain character. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And now that character is just not even there. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So it was really a tough pill to swallow for a long time there. And like I said, I was just trying to make those motivational videos just to tell people just to hold on to the hope and see what happens. Flash forward, I think this was a little bit before Tekken 8 got released. Eddy was revealed as DLC. And when Eddy got revealed, let me tell y'all, it took the world by storm. Eddy set the world on fire. Everybody was cheering. It was just like, when you look at Earth, you look at the planet Earth, how Earth is blue and then you got the land is red. When Eddy got released, it's like Earth literally turned red. Like Earth turned red. I don't mean that in a bad way. Earth turned red because, Eddy just set the world on fire, man. You feel what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was crazy. And it was exciting. I just couldn't believe it, a lot of people were like 50-50 when it came to his look. But, I'm getting used to Eddy's new look. The reason why I'm getting used to Eddy's new look is because his voice actually fits the new look. And this is something I actually, I forgot to really explain in the last video that I did of Eddy, is that this is probably one of the most times that we really seen Eddy talk extensively. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I know Eddy has said some things in the past, but it's been very short. I know back in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, he talked in his ending, his cinematic ending, but in game, he really didn't say nothing. Tekken 5, he had a line, but like right here in Tekken 8, we are actually seeing Eddy talk. And The voice is convincing. The Portuguese voice and all of that, it is really convincing, and I am loving it. I'm loving every second of it. I really do love Eddy's voice in Tekken 8. His voice in Tekken 7, I don't know. I don't know. Eddy's voice in Tekken 7 was like, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't have no extensive line in Tekken 7. But in Tekken 8, man, Eddy going all out. He's talking, and that just adds to the personality, you know, his interaction with Nina and shit like that. I was just like, oh my God, man. I was like, damn, man, Eddy is talking. This motherfucker talking. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot to add that in the last video, probably because I was just so excited in what I was seeing. All those moves coming back. I forgot to tell people, you know, this is the first time that Eddy just talks, like he talks extensively. And, you know, that's fun in itself. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with Eddy when it comes to the character chapter. Hopefully Bandai Namco ain't lying about the story DLC. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, Eddy's voice is on point. And that's one of the reasons why I'm getting used to his new look. And like I said, I am glad that his Tekken 7 look is back in the game. But like his new look, I think I'm going to rock that for a bit too. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So yeah, Eddy's new look, I am getting really used to that. It is really good, you know. And just a week ago, I was so frustrated because I wanted Eddy to come out. I'm just like, I was tired of waiting. Then, you know, in the Tekken Talk, they revealed the trailer. The thing about it was, I didn't think the trailer was going to be much because they had that showing. And then they came out with the trailer. They showed some completely different shit in the trailer. So, you know, that was a good job on Namco's part for doing that. We finally get a release date, you know, April 5th for me. Unfortunately, I can't get the early access, like I said in the previous video, but it is what it is. That's going to be quite a day. That is going to be quite a day. But like I said, man, Eddy Gordo, the impact. Remember, I made a video. This was kind of like almost a year ago. I made a video on Eddy Gordo's impact when it came to Tekken. And I was explaining why Eddy probably is the most impactful character in Tekken, if not the most famous character in Tekken. You know, a lot of people disagree with me when I say that, and it's okay. But Eddy's impact, I'm telling y'all right now, Eddy's impact is unmatched when it comes to Tekken. Like, look what he's doing. Look at the issues that's going on with Tekken. Eddy Gordo is basically taking our minds off of it. I know Bandai Namco still need to fix that shit. They still need to fix that shit. But look what Eddy is doing, everybody. Eddy is taking our minds off of that negative shit. We not thinking about all that other shit. When I saw that trailer, when I was doing my video on Eddy, I wasn't thinking about all of that other shit. The plugging shit, the fucking modding shit. I was not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about, man, Eddy is back. This is what Tekken needs. This is what Tekken needs. Tekken needs its most popular and most famous character in the game, you know. And I keep trying to tell people, when I say Eddy is the most famous character in Tekken, that don't mean he's the most liked. That does not mean he's the most played. It means he's the most impactful. And that is the honest to God truth. And that is what you're seeing right now. Eddy's impact is definitely showing when it comes to Tekken 8. It almost feels like Tekken 8, from a mental standpoint, is a new fucking game. It feels like Tekken 8 just came out a week ago because of Eddy's reveal. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And I really do think people are really going to have fun with it. And a lot of people are already saying they're going to try Eddy. Shit, King J, he even said he was going to try Eddy. You know, historically, he hasn't, you know, played Eddy like that. So, you know, shout out to King J. He said he's going to give Eddy a try. And that's what we need right now. The impact. We need that impact. It's been so much crazy shit going on when it comes to Tekken 8. I still think the whole Tekken Talk thing was kind of a distraction. But as of right now, when it comes to Eddy, we're not thinking about all that other shit right now. Probably a couple of months from now, if the shit keeps on happening, you know, people are going to be kind of irate and, you know, people are going to start complaining again. But as of right now, that's not what people are thinking about. It's not even what people are talking about. You feel what I'm saying? You know, even though there are other couple of issues out there, you know, that do need to be talked about when it comes to Tekken 8. But for the most part, all that other shit, people ain't talking about it because of Eddy Gordo's impact. Eddy Gordo is just basically captivating us And that's what it's all about. And basically, when Eddy gets released, I don't know what the reception is going to be like, but I'm going to tell you right now, man, it's just going to be, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. Now, when it comes to Eddy's player usage, I'm going to be all the way real with y'all. I don't expect Eddy's player usage to be high. I'm going to be all the way real with y'all when it comes to character usage and shit like that. Number one, I think it's criminally overrated because sometimes when a character has a low usage rate, yeah, it does mean nobody plays him because maybe the character is too complex. Everybody say Eddy is a Masters character, but when they get their hands on Eddy, they're done after the first day. So what does that tell you? He's not a Masters character. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But then you'll have a character like Dragunov that everybody is using to what? Climb the ranks. So right now, even though Dragunov being number one, I really honestly think that Dragunov right now, his character usage is overrated. I think it's fraud. I think it's fraudulent. I think a lot of people that are using Dragunov are not even Dragunov mains. They're just using the character because they can climb the ranks with him. And the character is a Masters character. You can basically throw anything out and get someone and counter hit. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And Dragunov has a very, very fabricated combo. His combo is very fabricated. I don't even know how that shit connects. And it's actually going on record by saying Bandai Namco has already said with Dragunov, a lot of things connect when they shouldn't connect. So he is going to get nerfed. He's going to get popped for real one of these days. But yeah, a character like Dragunov, his usage rate is fraudulent. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I said the whole character usage rate is overrated. And I don't expect Eddy's usage rate to be high because he's very complex. Probably one of the most complex characters in the game. He has been ever since. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So I don't expect Eddy's rate to be high. You know, a few months down the road, if another character usage rate comes out, I really don't expect Eddy to be up there. I think he'll be low because I just think the people that are truly dedicated to him are the ones that are going to be using him. And the newcomers are not going to fuck with Eddy. They not going to fuck with Eddy because he's too complex. So the whole character usage rate thing, I'm not even going to think about that. I'm not expecting Eddy to be that high. If he is that high, it's probably because people are trying him out, which is a great thing. And hopefully a lot of people that are trying him out are going to stay and gain a dedication. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So we'll just have to see when it comes to something like that. But like I said, when it comes to the usage rate, I'm talking to all of the Eddy mains and the Eddy fans out there. Don't listen to it when it comes out because it's overrated. It really is. You feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's going to be a lot of people out there be like, well, you know what? Look at Eddy's usage rate. Nobody is playing him. Fuck that shit. It's overrated. It's overrated. Overrated. Dragunov has already proved that. It's overrated. And like I said, half of the motherfuckers that are using Dragunov ain't even a Dragunov main. For real. But yeah, when it comes to that character usage rate, I don't want people to pay attention to that because it doesn't tell the whole story. If anything, it just proves how fraudulent a lot of these character usage rates really are. I'm just keeping that all the way real. You know, as I said before, you know, April 5th is going to be the day Eddy Gordo is going to be released globally. I don't want people to get the wrong idea when I say that he is going to save Tekken 8. I'm saying it because of a mental standpoint. I'm not saying it because he's going to save the game from all the other fucked up shit that's going on. That's not what I mean. I mean, from a mental standpoint, he's going to take our minds off a lot of this shit. And when April 5th get here, a lot of people are going to be in the practice mode, whether they're going to be playing with him or playing against him to learn his matchup or whatever. You know, people are going to have some shit to do when Eddy comes out. Y'all feel what I'm saying? People like me, I'm going to be in the training room. I'm going to be in the training room so I can get Eddy back up to that Tekken God status. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I'm excited. I can't wait for it. And hopefully, I think this is just a really good big step when it comes to, because I criticized Namco heavily for waiting so long to bring Eddy out. I've gone on record by saying I believe that Anna is going to be the next character, but I hope Namco does it different. I hope they don't stall Anna or whoever comes next like they did with Eddy. I thought they stalled with Eddy just a little bit. But now, finally, the fucking stall is over. So, as I said before, Eddy Gordo will save Tekken 8. And what I mean by that is from a mental perspective that he's going to save the game. Because, like I said, even though Tekken 8 still got some fucked up shit going on, Eddy around the corner going to be here in a few days. I think people are going to have their minds on other things, such as learning his matchup and all of that type of stuff, and just learning how to get better with him as time comes along. And when it comes to Eddy's story, I know a lot of people have really wanted to know. I know a lot of people that wanted to know what had happened to Eddy after Tekken 7. It does look like Eddy did come across Kazuya, but obviously Eddy did lose the match against Kazuya because Kazuya went up against Heihachi and he killed Heihachi. So Kazuya definitely defeated Eddy during Tekken 7, but before Eddy got to Kazuya, it did explain that Eddy did come across a lot of G Corporation employees and Eddy did defeat them. And basically, a lot of people are like, okay, what about the Lucky Chloe ending? Well, clearly, Eddy's ending that he defeated Lucky Chloe was canon, even though the way that they did that shit at the end of Tekken 7, that goofy fucking shit, those trolling ass endings and shit. But in reality, Eddy did defeat Lucky Chloe before he was able to get to Kazuya, because we now know that Lucky Chloe was a part of G Corporation. So Eddy did defeat Lucky Chloe. That is canon, and that's probably why we don't see Lucky Chloe in Tekken 8, and thank God. Then after that, I guess Eddy was injured, he was wounded, and he was saved by Yoshimitsu. I guess after Yoshimitsu saves him, I think that's where Eddy's Tekken 8 story really starts. So that pretty much sums up Eddy's story in a nutshell when it comes to Tekken 8. You know, at the end of Tekken 7 into Tekken 8 right there. So Eddy did get to Kazuya, but he did lose the battle, and he did defeat Lucky Chloe. Now, when it comes to the other fucked up shit that's going on in Tekken 8, well, we already know. I done made a video on it, and I keep telling y'all, stop putting y'all fucking faith in Namco and stop putting Harada on this fucking Jesus Christ pedestal, because Harada does not deserve to be there. And to be quite honest with you, while I'm using the word overrated, I honestly think Harada is overrated. Is he good at what he does? Yeah. But compared to all of the other Japanese creator legends out there, you know, such as a Miyamoto, Yu Suzuki, or Sakaguchi, Harada is overrated compared to them. I'm just being all the way real. I'm just urging people to not to think about that shit right now, because from what it's looking like, Namco is taking their little conceited ass time and fixing a lot of this shit is going on. And the real reason for it is, you know, if there was another 3D fighting game on the side to expose all of this shit, Namco would get their act together. But right now, there isn't one. Right now, Namco, they want to be on some trash ass shit. Fuck it, you feel what I'm saying? But as I said before, you know, I'm going to be in the practice mode, building Eddy up. And like I said, if Namco fix the shit that's going on, they gonna fix it. But if not, I just urge people to just, you know, play the game for what it is. Like I said, because it is a lot of fucked up shit going on. Characters are still fucked up and busted as hell. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And hopefully Eddy is an equalizer to a lot of these busted, broken, stupid ass characters that are in Tekken 8. And I can already tell y'all right now, the Eddy hate is going to come. He's probably going to get called busted. He's probably going to get called overpowered or whatever. And if that happens, you know what? The only thing that I got to say about that for people that complain, if Eddy is broken, if Eddy is busted, here's what I got to say to those people that are probably using a character like Dragunov or probably using a character like Devil Jin. Here's what I got to say to y'all. What goes around fucking comes around. So if Eddy is broken, that's what y'all motherfuckers get for using those broken ass characters. That's what I got to say to y'all motherfuckers. Motherfuckers that use Devil Jin, Dragunov, Lars. Yeah. So if y'all come out and say Eddy is broken and busted, what goes around comes around. That's what I got to say about that. Like I said, April the 5th, Eddy Gordo is going to be here. I just wanted to come on here and just basically just kind of, you know, get my thoughts out there and rant about what's been happening all the way back from the league-based roster up to now, and how Eddy Gordo had played a very big role in it. And now it's all coming full circle. Eddy is back. And like I said, I think Eddy Gordo, if he doesn't save Tekken 8, I hope Eddy Gordo is the first step to Namco getting this shit turned around. But we'll see. You feel what I'm saying? It may get worse before it gets better. We'll just have to see, because we just don't know what's going to happen when it comes to the future of these Tekken games and these characters from what Namco has shown at the beginning of Tekken 8. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about Eddy Gordo finally coming on April the 5th, and how y'all feel about, do y'all think Eddy Gordo is kind of putting a lot of people's minds at ease when it comes to the other fucked up shit that's going on in Tekken 8? Put that in the comment section. We can get a conversation started. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for the hottest Tekken 8 action on the internet, period. And I want y'all to do me a big favor. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes, because YouTube is desperately trying to push me out of the algorithm. It's just crazy how they got it out for me. It's just crazy how a motherfucker can go from 17K, 10K to 12K, 9K, and all the way back down to barely scratching 1,300 views. It's just fucked up what YouTube is doing to me, and it's just not fair. It's really unfair. So let's try to get this video to 100 likes. My name is Demetrius. I will get back at y'all in the next video, because I meant what I said when ain't nobody doing it like I'm doing it when it comes to this Tekken shit, and more people need to know that. And that's facts. So let's try to get this video to 100 likes. I'll get back at y'all in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.